Hello everybody, hope you're having a wonderful day, and today I would like to share with you guys a ultra budget knife, no name brand that I picked up from Amazon. If it's good, I will shout from the highest mountain that it is incredible, but I don't know because I haven't seen anybody make any content on this. I recently just saw it while I was just browsing through. It was like 23 bucks. There are two variations of it. I'm gonna go ahead and just get into it. The unpackaging knife, unpackaging knife is going to be the FT2103, a wonderful little budget knife right here. Also on Amazon, it's like 35 bucks, absolutely worth it. All right, so what do we got here? You pause it if you want to read any of that nonsense. Made in China, typical cheapy little no-name brand box. Cool. It was the right one that I chose. The listing is a little bit weird because it says white and a black model, but the option that says white, it's actually a desert camo look. But I went ahead and just went with the silver and the black G10. Here it is. Yeah, look at that pocket clip. Hey, at least it's tip up, right? You cannot reverse it, so single-sided stud. Looks like maybe you might be able to front flip it, I don't know, but the G10 has a very, very grippy texture, peel ply texture. It's cool, check that out. Looks well centered. That stock thickness looks pretty darn thick right there. Some little silver standoffs. Inset steel liners, that's interesting. That's really interesting. You don't see that at this price point at all. It doesn't look like there's any weight relieving. Let's get the blade out to get a better inspection. Eek. Ugh. Is this on washers? Dude, I think this is on washers. That's gotta be on washers. There's no way those are bearings because that is really stiff in there. Okay, weird. Really weird. Okay. All right. All right, hear me out. Yes, this does give Chris Reeves Sebenza 31 blade shape vibes. Yes, but it's clearly a completely different knife. And the execution is, I mean, there's no comparison. And I even have a real 31 large right here that if my fingers weren't oily from this thing, I might actually have been able to flick it out like a badass. But there we go. This thing has broken in beautifully. I am absolutely in love with this freaking knife now. I do have the typical complaints that most people make when it comes to the Sebenza model, so nothing new. But my review hasn't been made of this yet. It's gonna be a lot of good, and then of course a lot of rambling and speculation. So just went ahead and ruined my own content for you guys. But just to show you guys that while it is similar, it's clearly very different overall. Very, very different overall. I'm sure the stock thickness on this thing is a little bit larger, and clearly the tip is a whole lot thicker as well. But this is hollow ground. That's cool. The plunge isn't plunge grind back here. You can see where it's kind of that area right there. It's okay. It really could have been pushed a little further back, but that's all right. You could even see from the factory there's a tiniest little bit of smile already. Not super great, but again, this is a $23 knife that is essentially full size, on washers, hollow ground. But what's the blade material? From the listing, what I remember, I think it was like 9CR13 MOV, which I don't know a whole lot about. I mean, I know 9CR 18 MOV, and that's okay stuff. So chances are this is probably something like that. It's not gonna be anything crazy. This is a budget beater knife. That's what this is. This is obviously an elite budget beater, not budget, but US beater knife, you know, workhorse knife. And this could be something that, while it's about the same size overall, let me get this thing back out there. Oh yeah, reverse flicking it. It is the same exact length overall. But again, clearly completely different knife. I'm not trying to copy nothing, right? You can see this ginormous access to the liner here. There's a steel liner. You can see the lockup. Let's check out if there's any play up and down. That's nice. That is really nice. Side to side, nothing. Let's check movement in the pivot. You know, if I really yank on it, yeah, I could feel the tiniest bit. Chances are that might actually come up a little bit in the future. Might get worse possibly, but who knows. Maybe after a cleanup, after this thing breaks in, seeing as this is on washers, could get better. It could get a lot worse. I don't know. I am feeling some lock stick as well, but the thing is, this is literally juiced up. There's so much oil on this thing. That's just something you're gonna see from, you know, knives coming from overseas. Let's go ahead and take a weight on this, and again, just to go back and check, yes, full steel liners in there. You could see the reflectiveness in there. Kind of odd. I mean, it really could have been some weight relieving. If you buy this, of course, you can make your own holes in there if you want, just to bring down the weight a little bit, but it's not bad. 4.7. I can care less. So that's not really bad at all for the size of the knife. And you know what? This is a $23 knife versus a $630 knife, and the stud is even a whole lot more comfortable. Check out how they did that stud. So it has the little steps, but the steps are like fluted out almost, and then there's knurling on the flat. That is really comfortable, like really comfortable. I could slow roll this, and yeah, that feels good. And disengaging and just interacting with this thing overall, that's not bad at all. Wow. No jipping on the spine besides this little spot back there, but it's so hidden and tucked away, it's kind of pointless. It really should have been all the way up to where this little part kind of like goes up and then goes down there. Should have been up there, not a big deal. Let's look at the body hardware. Looks to be all T6. Let's go ahead and check it out. I got a T6 bit right here. No, that's even smaller. What is this? Oh, this is a T8. I'm an idiot. Sorry, guys. Yes. There. All the body screws, including the pocket clip, are T6. To take off the stud is also a T6. And the pivot, I don't know what's going on with the pivot. It's like a 3-pronged something or the other. I could probably use a small spanner, like a really small spanner. I'm gonna have to figure out something to get that apart, but I currently don't have a tool for that. If anybody has an idea for something that you think would fit right there, please let me know. I really wanted to be able to take this apart to show you guys the internals, just to give it a little bit of an inspection, and also to clean it as well, because I have a process for helping the process of breaking in washer knives. I clean everything really well, and I like semi-polish the washers. I wanted to do that with this, but obviously I can't because I can't take the freaking knife apart. But let's go ahead and check out the factory sharpness. I got a little piece of paper over here off of a AAA It was basically like phone book, magazine, paper, or whatever. That's really nice. Holy shit. Alright. That factory edge is actually really impressive. Wow. Now, this is just a little cheapy paper test. It's not showing anything super crazy hardcore, but it does show the cleanliness of the edge. Whoever the hell is this company is, whoever is making their knives, they did this right. They did this justice. That is not an overly stropped or polished edge like we've been seeing of a lot of other budget brands that are very well known, like Civivi, Sencut. You know, just as an example, just those are the ones that I've experienced a lot of Sencut and Civivis, and I will say that there was a time where they were going way too hardcore when it came to the factory stropping, and the edges were a little too polished, honestly. But before that, they were just like freaking laser beams out of the box. They had, you know, nice coarse working edges. This kind of reminds me of that, of a nice coarse working edge. But you know what, guys, for what I am seeing, feeling here, that lock stick that I feel at the tiniest bit, it's because there's all that like crud in there. You could see there's like a little bit of like lint and debris, some oil right there. Again, I really want to clean this up because I think that this will actually shine after you clean it, of course. And I might actually be able to flick this eventually. But I think this is a winner. I am very surprised. I wasn't expecting much. Honestly, I was willing to just burn the 23 bucks, but yeah, this is actually pretty cool for the money. There seems to be a lot here, and I'm for it. And I think if anybody's willing to take the chance, I'd say you probably won't be disappointed. Now, this is not the review though. Obviously, I just unboxed this. It'd be silly if I did that. I'll give it some time, break it in. When it comes to washer knives, I gotta give them more time than just the standard like 2-3 weeks. I want to spend a little bit lengthier time with them to make sure that they're broken in. Sharpen this a couple times, use it, beat on it, carry it for, you know, a good bit of time, fidget with it to give my honest thoughts of this thing. But as of right now, I think that there's actually there's a lot here. I really do, for the money. And the pocket clip, while it's not super fancy or special, it's a pocket clip in a proper, you know, carry position. Unfortunately, nothing for lefty, but it is a single-sided stud deployment anyway. So that's it. I'm really happy. So it wasn't money that was wasted. So that's cool. Again, solid side to side, beautiful up and down, excellent. I'm probably just gonna take a little Q-tip, just clean that out, probably get rid of that lock stick. Wonderfully centered, and just take a look at that stock thickness. I mean, you're gonna be able to beat on this thing and just not really care. And again, 23 bucks. Like there really isn't much out there when it comes to ultra budget, and I think this might be a new player in the ultra budget, like actual hard use scene right here. So yeah, I'm excited to use this. If you guys like this video, go ahead and leave a like down below. If you are subscribed, thank you so much. I appreciate all your support and your patience, of course. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing, because I have plenty more videos and content coming your guys this way. And with that being said, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.